Television careers rarely hinge on just two roles, but John Krasinski managed exactly that. Over 2 decades, he left a permanent mark with characters that couldn't be more different, yet both became defining points in modern TV. Krasinski's best TV shows are elevated by the small details he brings to every scene. The Office made Krasinski a household name. As Jim Halpert, a glance to the camera, a muttered line under his breath, or the patience he carried through awkward moments made him the most relatable presence in the series. Years later, Jack Ryan became the perfect action thriller to binge, this time introducing him at the center of a global action thriller. Both series stand as modern TV masterpieces. One reshaped comedy for a new generation, and the other proved that streaming thrillers could balance spectacle with character. Together, they show just how much Krasinski brings as a television lead. The Office and Jack Ryan are John Krasinski's TV masterpieces. John Krasinski standing in front of a private jet in Jack Ryan Season 4. In The Office, Jim's glances at the camera or understated sarcasm pulled audiences into the absurd workplace and made the office antics feel relatable. His will they, won't they romance with Pam kept viewers invested, and Krasinski played it with patience that kept the story grounded through even The Office's most difficult episodes. But Jack Ryan demanded the opposite. Here, Krasinski shouldered the urgency of espionage, where every choice came with international consequences. Instead of playing Ryan as a bulletproof action hero, he leaned on restraint. His performance let the character feel cautious, vulnerable, and entirely human inside a story that could have slipped into spectacle. What makes both performances memorable is the way Krasinski layers strength with vulnerability. Jim's humor often hid desperate longing while Ryan's authority often masked fear. Those contrasts made the characters feel whole, and they kept viewers on the edge of their seats no matter how different the stories were. And the results speak for themselves. The Office's funniest episodes are some of the best in sitcom history, and Krasinski remains the longest-tenured actor to play Jack Ryan. Neither show is remembered only for its format or its genre, they are remembered for how Krasinski anchored them. Krasinski's most iconic TV shows couldn't be more different. Jenna Fischer's Pam and John Krasinski's Jim look at the camera in The Office. The gap between The Office and Jack Ryan is massive. One unfolds in a paper company where the stakes rarely stretch beyond workplace politics. The other drops its lead into global crises with lives on the line. Krasinski thrives in The Shift, adapting his style to fit two shows that look and feel nothing alike. As Jim, Krasinski didn't need loud punchlines to land a joke. A pause, a look, or a dry aside made the humor stick, like his deadpan reactions during Dwight's endless iconic complaints against Jim in The Office, like in Conflict Resolution. It worked because it felt authentic. As Jack, he carried the weight of entire storylines, making snap decisions that drove the narrative, like the tense extraction sequence in the Season 1 pilot. Later episodes, such as Ryan's moral standoff in Season 2, Episode 6 Persona non grata, showed him unraveling under pressure, a reminder that Krasinski never let the role drift into invincibility. Even the way each show was filmed reflects the difference. The Office leaned on shaky cameras and cramped rooms to mimic documentary realism while Jack Ryan visited numerous countries as set pieces designed for spectacle. Yet Krasinski adjusted seamlessly, always keeping the focus on character instead of getting lost in scale. Audiences also connect to the roles in different ways. Jim feels familiar, like someone who could sit at the desk across from you. Jack feels aspirational, a figure of reliability when things unravel. One draws strength from the ordinary, the other from the extraordinary. And both resonate because Krasinski knows how to make them believable. Which TV genre should John Krasinski tackle next? John Krasinski looking up in A Quiet Place 2. Krasinski's two biggest roles prove he works best when the story leans on character, and that opens the door to several possibilities. A return to grounded drama, maybe in a limited series or family saga, would highlight the same patience and emotional steadiness that carried Jim through The Office. Science fiction feels like an even more natural fit. Krasinski's A Quiet Place movies, which are likely to become a billion-dollar franchise, blended family horror with soft sci-fi monsters. So, a serialized sci-fi series could let him bring the same mix of tension and humanity, giving the genre a lead who keeps high concepts tied to personal stakes. A historical drama could also play to his strengths. His ability to embody men caught in shifting cultural and political currents recalls the same qualities that made Jack Ryan feel human in the middle of chaos. A role rooted in real history could stretch that same balance of empathy and control. Comedy shouldn't be ruled out either. After years of action, a return to humor, perhaps something closer to a dramedy, would remind audiences why Jim Halpert's changes in The Office worked so well. A show that balances sharp writing with heartfelt relationships would give Krasinski space to revisit what first made him stand out.